Hey there, it's Angelina, MSPTA, with another biotechnology lesson guide. So this lesson is lesson 2 of biotech, titled Treating Cancer. And in this activity, we're going to teach the students about how cancer is treated by using robots. So robotic surgery and cancer treatment is a relatively new development, and it's a really good method of removing cancerous cells from the body because it's less invasive. So a surgeon will make a few tiny incisions to introduce very, very tiny, tiny, tiny robotic instruments into the body. And these instruments are super small, so instead of using their own eyeballs, doctors will just use cameras that they insert into the body so they can see the instruments that are being used. And we wanted to replicate this with our students on a bigger scale. So the materials for this experiment are laptops for about every table group, so one per table group, cardboard box, a big old cardboard box, 5 to 10 cancer cell stuffed toys. So these are just plush toys that have zippers. And they're cancer cells, so they're gray kind of plush toys. You can see this one right here is the cancer cell, but if you open up the zipper and flip it inside out, it becomes a healthy regular body cell that's just white. Okay, then we also have web cameras, and we don't have remote controls for this experiment, but we do have grabbers. So I'm going to replace that on the lesson plan. Okay, so how this lesson works is we have these big old cardboard boxes that represent the body itself. Then we have webcams. This one is the webcam right here. It's clipped to the box, and students are going to use these webcams. They're going to be hooked up to laptops that we give them, and they're going to look at the laptop screen through the webcam. And this is how they're going to see what's inside the body. So there's going to be some regular cells and some cancer cells inside this box, and they're going to see it on this screen. Then you can't see it in this picture, but I have pictures of my students using it. Here we go. You can see in this picture that they use a grabber to find the cells inside the box. So some key tips for this experiment. One is that you really, really, really want to emphasize that students have specific roles. So you want someone to maybe set the camera or hold it. This is a better example. So this student is holding the web camera, and then other students here are observing what's going on inside with the laptop screen. And then this student is using the grabber to grab the cancer cells from the box. So you want to keep this box closed if possible, but of course it'll be hard for them to move the camera around if it's completely closed. And yes, you want to have each student have a specific role, and you want to make sure that you time how long they do each role. So I would say maybe a minute to 2 minutes, and then you have them switch roles. So you kind of have them just rotate, because someone will get grabber hungry or someone will get web camera hungry, and then they won't let it go unless you make them. So you really, really need to put down the iron fist and make sure that they take turns properly. Also, there may not be enough roles depending on your class size and your table groups and how many laptops you receive. So you might want to have some worksheets, to appease some students that aren't necessarily, using the grabber or the webcam or one of the more fun roles. And this also helps for the end, because after a couple rounds of this, they kind of understand how it works. So you really, really need some more structure to this lesson, or else it'll just become a grabber situation. Sorry about that message. As far as prep goes, this lesson is pretty heavy just because you have a bunch of electronic materials that you need to test. So I spent pretty much all of my prep hours testing the webcams and the laptops and seeing if they worked together. I charged all the laptops at my house. I plugged in every webcam and I made sure that they worked. There's a certain website I believe that we used that allowed us to see the webcam. I don't recall which one it was, but if you do a quick Google search and you do this on your own prep time, you can find any just random site that will allow you to see the webcam features. And yeah, that's pretty much all for this lesson.